Sergio.
How are you, Ricardo? Good morning. How's everything?
Going good, buddy.
Hey, so sorry to call you like this, but I have you right now recording, and I told you many times we would do this, and I want to have you on YouTube, to discuss certain topics that I like the way you think, and we have been talking about this for a long time already. So I think it's good for the channel and for the audience to speak in regards to this subject. Really quick, Ricardo, where are you living? How old are you? And what do you know about self-defense?
Well, I live in Maya West, Puerto Rico, and I've studied multiple martial arts systems. I've studied Jeet Kune Do, I've studied Muay Thai, I've studied Senshido, which is a reality-based self-defense system, and I've dabbled in other systems.
Okay, good. So do you teach self-defense, or you just are like an enthusiastic person?
Well, for a while I was teaching, but I wasn't getting enough students, so I don't do it as of right now. I still practice though.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know. So going on that subject, I want to talk to you about groin strikes, or strikes in general to the vital areas, like strikes to the throat, to the eye, to the back of the head, to the groin area. Those, like, I used to call them soft spots. So what do you think about that? In your opinion, do they work or they don't?
Yes, I one time in an actual fight, I used an eye gouge, and it stopped a fight very quickly. What happened in that fight was I was punching this guy in the face repeatedly, occupying center line, kind of like 1-2, 1-2, occasional hooks, and this guy wouldn't stop, and he kept charging at me, but what happened was he tried to bite off my finger, right?
Okay.
So I put him kind of like into a side headlock so he won't be able to move his head, and I jammed my thumb right into his eye socket.
Stop right there. Stop right there. I have a question, because somebody throw me a comment, and we were talking about the headlock. Actually, this comes through the headlock video. That one of the escape is a groin strike, the one I showed. And he told me, if you are in a headlock, get again a headlock. You are already in that position. Do you think it's possible for the person in the headlock to move the head all the way into your side of the body and bite you? Do you think that's even possible in a headlock?
It could be, but it'll be hard, depending on how the headlock's thrown on. If you have loose space and the person sucks a headlock, you probably could. But if the guy's good, let's say like a seasoned grappler, like a wrestler, good luck. It's especially someone who knows what he's doing.
And you remember what Bas Rutten said, especially when people said, "Oh, I'm gonna bite you." He said something very important. He said, "Never fuck off with somebody who has you in a dominant position. Even if you can move the head, I wouldn't think biting is a good option." But okay, moving forward, so you attack the strike. I mean, you attack what, the eyes, and the fight stopped. So my question
the fight ended within a few seconds after I did that eye gouge, and it was all over. The guy gave up.
I see. My question to you is, do you think that if I hit somebody on the groin area, they will be able to continue?
Honestly, not likely. But, it's very rare that someone can take a head-on strike to the balls and keep coming forward. The only cases I've heard where somebody was able to actually take a shot like that to the balls and actually keep coming forward, people that were shot up in psychoactive drugs. I'm talking the crazy stuff where you have freakish strength, you can't feel any pain, anything like that. But those were rare cases. We're talking extreme stuff now.
Exactly. And somebody like me, Ricardo, let's say myself, for instance, let's say if I'm fighting a regular Joe on the street, and you seen some part of my set of skills, like I know how to box, I know Kung Fu, I know Karate, I know MMA, I fought kickboxing, I fought Muay Thai, I have decent kicks. Do you think if somebody like me or one of my students who could be on my level or a little bit lower than myself, if that person with the skills and knowledge that I have so far posted on this channel wants to hit somebody on the groin area or the neck, do you think that it's gonna be easy to be avoided by the opponent, in your opinion?
Depends what soft target that you were talking about.
Groin,
like
groin area or neck? Groin area or neck?
Oh, groin or throat? No, if you're in close range, the throat is a very easy target to hit. And at long range, like for instance, a big guy, the groin's a huge target. It's easy to hit. I mean, there was one time. I mean, it was an accident, but I was sparring a huge. I'm 5'4". I was sparring a huge guy over 6 feet tall, and in fact, he was a bodybuilder. So he had muscle over muscle. This guy hit when he put his weight in behind his punch. He hit like a ton of bricks.
I guess.
And what happened was, you know, it was hard for me to close in on this guy because every time I stepped in, he threw a punch, I blocked. He hit with so much force that it caused me to back up several steps because of the force behind the punch. So what I thought, what I meant to do was I was going to do a sidestep and throw a round kick with the rear leg to what I thought was going to be his abdomen. But he was so tall that I accidentally hit him straight in the balls, like a savate fighter with the shoes on and everything, driving the tip of the shoe right into the nuts. There was like maybe what typically happens, a 1 to 3 second delay where you don't feel it, and suddenly the pain kicks in, and he drops like a ton of bricks.
So
if this was a real fight, yeah, it would have been over.
So, do you think somebody like me, that I teach practical combat martial arts, meaning I show the best I can from the martial arts I have learned from different situations? You know, I'm very versatile, that I can show self-defense, or I can show sports technique, or I can show traditional martial art techniques, or I can show weapons. Will you take, based on what we just discussed, out of the strikes to the soft spots or vital areas, will you take them out of the curriculum? Let's say somebody like me, I get a new student. Will you do it just because people don't like it because they claim don't work?
No, dude, I'll tell them my stories, you know, like of how it worked like a charm. And I explained that those moves are what I call finishing moves.
I agree. Fight ender.
The reason I call finishing moves is you land them, and they're each and every one a potential fight stopper. They will stop the attack. You know, I mean, like I said, a good groin shot, right? Not many men are gonna keep walking or continue fighting after a good groin shot within 5 seconds. A throat shot, I've heard, you know. I've never nailed, and realized I never nailed anyone with a throat shot, but I've heard many stories where people punch a guy in the throat and the guy drops. One hit. Yeah.
I see. Okay, so we are not to rule that out. And I have a proposal, Ricky, for the people who don't believe in soft spot. Just invite me in, guys. If you don't believe that a punch to the throat, a punch to the eyes, a kick to the groin don't work, just invite me in and I'll kick you. You give me a waiver and you say it doesn't work, and we put it on video, and it's an invitation. Anyone that says that they don't work, that they want to stop an attacker, just call me. If you are in another city, give me a plane ticket. I go where you are. We sign up a waiver, and you put your neck right there exposed so I can punch you or kick you to see what's gonna be the result. How about that challenge to the unbelievers, Ricky? How about that challenge?
Just one video.
Just
one
that.
Video.
If you say that don't work.
In fact, on the internet, there's a video by a Jeet Kune Do guy named Burton Richardson.
Okay.
He did this kind of as a joke, but to make a point, right?
Okay.
And it was kind of funny. Him and all his partners wear lab coats. and they're saying they're going to run an experiment, right?
Okay.
And they had a Muay Thai fighter standing in front of one of his fighters. And he said, ready, ready. And one guy hit the other guy with a front kick up the balls.
Mm-hmm.
The Muay Thai fighter dropped like a ton of bricks. And he said, well, apparently, and then Burton Rich's conclusion said, my conclusion is, apparently, groin kicks do work.
Of course they do work.
It's on YouTube. Just look up Burton Richardson, find that video. It's out there.
I think it's retarded. I think it's stupid. I think it's silly. I think they are just self-deluded because of some Krav Maga people have like over-exaggerated the groin attacks. And yeah, they may be easy to defend, but I think it worked. And if somebody said that it doesn't work, call me. I mean, pay me the ticket. Look, I have an idea. You say they don't work. I mean, people say they don't work. Just pay me a ticket. Let's say it costs you $500. I go where you are. I kick you in the nuts. I punch you in the eyes. I punch you in the neck. And if it doesn't hurt you, I give you the money back. Easy as that.
Or even a local karate school. Ask them to do a front kick to your ball.
No. I believe in groin strikes. Some people don't believe that they're fight enders. What I said is just call me. They just call me and I go. Yeah. Seeing is believing. I go there. I put the camera live in YouTube, kick you in the groins or kick you in the throat to see what's gonna be the result. I was talking to a doctor the other day, trainer. It's a really good doctor, friend of mine, board certified, one of the best neurosurgeons that we have in Florida, if not in the United States. He said, look, anybody that tells you that a groin strike won't hurt or end a fight, or a shot to the neck or the eyes, actually the neck, that's what we were talking more, don't hurt and won't kill you, tell them that I put my title in the line, because the neck just hold like 20 pounds of pressure. If you break the throat or the trachea, you're gonna need to have a tracheotomy done by a professional. And if you don't have that done, you're gonna die soon. So anybody telling you that, it means that the human body has changed, and we physicians are not aware of that. So to end this conversation now, Ricky, I will just tell you thank you very much for everything. And that's the experiment I would like to do to people don't believe in strike to the throat area. That's the experiment.
Well,
anyway,
they'll find out. It is what it is.
Anyway, thank you very much for everything, and thank you, And oh, Ricky, one quick question: have you seen the videos on the Patreon? Do you like them? Are they good?
Yes, they are excellent. I've seen virtually every video posted on the Patreon, and they're good to go. All of them.
Different to what I post here in YouTube, right? More details.
Yeah, it's more detailed. It's more in depth. Certain things are explained better. It's a difference between a typical YouTube maybe 3 to 5 minute video versus a 15-20 minute video.
Correct. It's like a DVD online. Anyway,
yes.
I have to go, brother. Thank you very much for everything. Okay. Take care, man.
No problem.
Take care. Okay.
All
bye.
Right. God bless.